Hey guys, what's up? It is Cindy in my kitchen. I am feeling a little nostalgic, but also kind of trendy tonight. So I'm going to tell you why. So I was raised in a large German Catholic family where I had like 50 cousins, 7 sets of aunts and uncles on either side. So whenever we had large gatherings, we would have food in huge crock pots or huge, we called them Nescos. I think that might have been the brand name. So here's my Nesco that I was given as a wedding gift. I don't even think I registered for it because I'm sure one of my aunts knew I needed one of these. And I've probably, in the 15 years I've been married, have probably used it maybe 4 times. And it's usually when we have a large cookout and we have burgers and brats and hot dogs, because there's a compartmental thing that you can put in to compartmentalize your meat or whatever. So anyway, I today got the urge to want to make my very own beef bone broth. Now, I have done chicken broth before by using a carcass of a whole chicken that I've done, put in a crock pot overnight with vegetables, strained it off, put it in the freezer for future use for soups or whatever. But I'm taking it one step further. I've never done a beef bone broth before. I absolutely love pho. I used to call it pho, but it's actually pho, food. And I love it because of the broth. And I usually get the beef bone broth with the chicken in it and vegetables and stuff. And I love it. It is so like nourishing. It just feels so good and it just tastes amazing. So there's a little country store not far from where I live here in Huntersville, and they have meat from a local farm, and this farmer grass feeds his, or they all graze on grass, they're his cattle. And then about, I think it's 2 weeks to a month, I think 2 weeks prior to butchering, they actually feed them some grain. So this meat is very clean. It's raised here in the Lake Norman area, and so I love it. And so I asked them today, I went in to get my honey that I love from them, and I asked if they had any beef bones available. And she said, absolutely, we totally do. And we have a special. If you buy 20 pounds of our bones, it's $2 a pound. So I'm like, sign me up. So I went ahead and bought this huge bag of frozen beef bones and brought them home, and I used about a third to a quarter to a third of them, I think about 6 pounds worth today. So she suggested to me that I first brown the meat. So I put all the other extra meat into the freezer for a future use. So I basically put all of my pieces of bone and meat and fat or whatever on a pan, and I just put them in an oven for 350 for like 45 minutes to an hour until they were browned. Then I pulled them out and I put them in my big old pot, because what I was worried about, and some of you probably deal with this too, is that I have a gas cooktop. So open flame kind of freaks me out if I'm sleeping or if I leave the house. Electric is obviously much safer. So I happen to remember that I had this big kahuna in the basement with all of my other kind of random large kitchen appliances that I use like annually. And I pulled it out and realized that it goes from 150 degrees to 450 degrees. So you can definitely cook in it. So it's actually called a roaster oven. So I think you could actually cook a turkey in there, to be honest. So anyway, I took all those bones and I put them into the pot. And then I added I cut an onion in half, but they say to leave the skin on. I cut some garlic cloves in half, but I left the skin on. I didn't peel my carrots. I washed them, put them in. I had a couple of rutabagas. I'm not a big rutabaga fan, so I put those in there. Parsley, cabbage, what else do I have in here? Celery. I think that's about it. So the whole taking it another step further is the fact that this is going to be sitting here until Sunday. So it's a Friday night and it's going to be sitting here till Sunday, and I'm really, really excited. So they say no less than 36 hours or 24 to 36 hours. I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer than 24 hours and go through the night, and then I'll take care of it Sunday morning. So then what happens is, oh, and you also add apple cider vinegar as well with the mother, which is the good bacteria in there. So that really helps pull the minerals and vitamins out of the bones, because that's what you really want. We're getting collagen, we're getting amazing antioxidants, we're getting vitamins and minerals, and just a very rich broth that's gonna provide a lot of health benefits. So I wanted to share with you guys some of those health benefits. So the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things, is that it can alleviate joint pain and promotes healthy bones. So that's through collagen. So a lot of us sometimes, or people that we love, use like glucosamine or other supplements to battle inflammation, and this actually helps with your joints and stuff. So it's a wonderful thing to add to your diet if that's something that you struggle with. It also can heal your gut. So I know a lot of us have heard in the media that gut health is so important to just overall health. They say that it's like our second brain. And if your gut is not healthy and it's inflamed, then what happens is kind of everything else just kind of, if anybody has a tummy ache or your digestion is off, you're in a bad mood, you don't sleep well, you're just off. And so healing your gut is really essential to incredible health. So the amino acids that are provided from this broth actually really help heal the gut. They help ease the inflammation, and they also promote like probiotics, so getting that good bacteria back into your gut so they can start working to your advantage. The next thing is boosting your immune system, which is really what I want. I've been battling a cough for quite some time. I never really felt terrible, but I just had this like persistent cough, and so it's finally gone. But I need to make sure like that my immune system stays on track for the rest of the season here. And so it boosts your immune system. So and they basically say that this happens, your immune system is boosted when you drink bone broth, because your gut is being healed in the process. And so like I said before, if your gut is right, everything else is right. And so if your gut's right, your immune system should be stronger too. And then again, you'll get better mood, better sleep, and have more energy. And the other thing is just great skin and shiny hair. So, that's obviously a benefit of collagen as well. So, just a lot of wonderful ways to use this. So you can just drink it out of a mug. You can add it to a different kind of soup if you'd like. But I'm just so excited to make this. It's a lot. So what I plan on doing is putting it in like ice cube trays, putting it in possibly in bags. I got to kind of think about that. I know Pyrex doesn't break in the freezer, so I may freeze them in some Pyrex dishes as well. But definitely going to put them in like muffin tins. You can do that and then pop them out and put them in bags and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm so excited. I hope this was helpful. I encourage you guys to make your own beef bone broth. Find a butcher that you are confident about. Ask them all the questions about how they raise their cattle and how they butcher and all that good stuff. Can you tell I'm from a farm? I talk about butchering. Anyway, and a lot of times they just throw the bones away. So it could be an opportunity for you to go and get them at a very fair price and be able to utilize that and make your own. So you know where it comes from. You know where you're getting your vegetables from when you're doing this. I also used filtered water, so to make sure that it was just as clean as possible. I didn't just throw my tap water on. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I encourage you guys. I'd love to know if you made your own bone broth. There's not really recipes, but there are some online that you're, welcome to Google and search and see what might suit your fancy. But I hope this was helpful, and I'm so excited that I get to use my big old nostalgic Nesco roaster here over the next couple days to provide some pretty amazing soup, drink, whatever you want to call it, bone broth. So hope you have a great day, guys. Bye.